whether he goes and win the Club World Cup, he must go. You know why? I want the truth. Guys, let's be honest. If we say, so, you didn't win the Champions League, that's why we have to release you. I take it. I go. Here at home, we don't want the Sundowns. It's because they're doing well. You know, they're doing well. Why not? They're doing well. So, and when you look at the years, it's been long, man. As Funland to Lena ye Bayern Munich. Reina scoring 2 goals in the morning. So the reason I think now why they thought Mutiba will be better is because of, I think, Shalulile has lost a bit of form in terms of scoring goals. And
our daily opinion on sport, which you're entitled to.
Oi, welcome to To's Football Wisdom. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and post. Sekunjalo kusukile siphezu kwayo.
Grootman, I don't think the country slept last night. We stayed up, we supported Sundowns, although back home we are rivals and asbafuni like her because they're winning too much. But we just had to show them our support last night. The boys went out, they played well, they represented well. What do you make of the result?
One thing I'll start with is I remember what Dr. Ivan Khoza used to say, you know, when you're a hero, everyone will want to bring you down. I'm saying this based on the question that says, here at home, we don't want the Sundowns. It's because they're doing well. You know, they're doing well. Why not? They're doing well. So, and when you look at the years, it's been long, man. As Funland to Lena ye Bayern Munich le HMN where they will take a league for, you know, for 10 years in a row. No. We just need somebody to come and please stop it, because I can see this train is going far again. Yeah. Well done to Masandawana. You know, I wanted to sleep, but I said to myself, you know what? No, let me not go and sleep. Let me just sit and then wait for Mamelodi Sundowns that they're going to play. And another thing that happened is that the game delayed. I don't know, there was a sun there. That weather looks good. Everything looks okay for the game to start, but there was a delay. And yeah, finally, the game started. Let me remind you, my good people, you know, I love you guys. I love you guys. And thanks for supporting this podcast. And it means a lot to me. You remember when Sundowns were going to play the CAF Champions League final, when I asked Coach Cardoso to put the Renas, Ribeiro, and Mshishi in the first lineup, that 3 up front, do you still remember? Maybe you forgot, guys. You still remember? You saw what happened in the morning? Exactly what I've asked for. And then now I want to show you something again. When Mshishi is there, Ribeiro is there, where was Salis? Salis was nowhere in the picture. Because you know why? This is what I was always crying for, that Sundowns, they play using the pockets. And Mshishi and Ribeiro, they know how to use those pockets. Salis, yeah, he's got games where he will come to the party, but he's not a player that really, you can say, I can put my man on him, that he can make things happen for the team. But you can put your man on Mshishi, you can put your man on Ribeiro. And they've shown in the morning. You know, the football that Sundowns played in the morning, that was quality. That was Sundowns that I know. Personal. I don't know. You guys, you'll tell me if maybe I'm wrong. But wow, Sundowns have played in the morning. Wow. You know, guys, let me tell you something. Maybe some of you don't going to believe me. I was standing on my feet. Standing, the whole game. Okay, the only time that when I got seated, it was when it was in half time. But the whole 90 minutes fully, I was standing on my feet. How Sundowns they play. How, you know, the other player that also impressed me in the morning. Guys, you know, I always say, if a player didn't play well, I talk. I say, no, this boy didn't do well. And if a player did well, I must also come and say, he did very well. Lunga, well done, boy. Well done. Look, you were something else, boy, man. You were something else. You know, I'm not going to talk about Sailor, Mudau. Mudau, he's. Mudau, no, man. Eh? Boy, you know, you guys, you made football very easy. Very, very easy. Cupido at the back there. Wow, boy. Solid. You know, that defense. Guys. You know, it's easy to talk about other players. Other players, I just, you know, I can't say much because it's unbelievable. Look at Mokoena in that midfield. Just pausing that midfield. You know, getting the ball from defense, linking with the two midfielders in front of him, again with the attacking players. Wow. Guys, you know, Sundowns this morning, it was the Sundowns that I know. The Sundowns that use the pockets. Look, guys, you saw the passes of Ribeiro. When I talk about the pockets, look at the role that Ribeiro was playing. When he was coming to those pockets and play those passes to Renas. Oh, Renas. Oh, guys. Oh, God. Bless that team. Bless that team. No, guys, let's be really honest here, guys. Let's forget that I'm from Pirates, I'm from Chiefs, I'm from Arrows, I'm from Richards Bay, I'm from Polokwane. Let's forget about that. Let's look at the football itself. How Sundowns they displayed South African football in the morning. You know, they made me proud of being a South African with that type of football. You know, according to our strength of play. You know, there was no, you know, these long balls where now they had to chase up and down. No. Build up from the back, come to the midfield, go to that final third. The creativity, use those pockets, use those pockets, no Renas. And there's, you know, the supply from Mudau there overlapping. Wow, guys, look, I can take the whole day. If I had all the powers, I'll talk about Sundowns the whole day, how they've played this morning.
Grootman, since we are happy with the result, they won their first match, does this mean we are keeping Miguel Cardoso? Are we saying that Manje, he's proving himself? I mean, he even played Mshishi last night, so are we keeping him because of that?
I want us to go back again. Guys, me personally, whether he goes and win the Club World Cup, he must go. You know why? I want the truth. Guys, let's be honest. If we say, so, you didn't win the Champions League, that's why we have to release you. I take it. I go. I didn't win the Champions League. I must go. So, if now you call Cardoso, because you thought Cardoso would win the Champions League, he didn't win the Champions League. What must happen? My big brother, today I don't want to point the finger at you. I'm just going to talk. My big brother, you know yourself. You and your friend, you know. You and your friend who didn't win the Champions League. So whether you win the Club World Cup, but you must go. We won the Champions League. That's what the team was planning for, to win the Champions League and be the champions of Africa. So even if we win the Club World Cup, but personally, I want you to go. You know why? I want us football people, let's be honest and be truthful to the things that we do and the things that we say. He didn't win the Champions League. That's one thing that Sundowns employed him to do. He didn't do that, so he must go.
Khotman, there were like standout players, individual standout players, but also a lot of people are complaining about Usales. I don't think he's a good fit for Mamelodi Sundowns. I honestly don't think they need him. What do you think about Sales as a player for Mamelodi Sundowns?
Look, I personally, I like Sales. I like Sales. He's a good player. He's a good player. Let's just be honest. He's a good player. He's got games where Sales will come in and make things happen. But now my worry now is that if we want to make him a key player in our team, that's why I've got a problem, because we do have our key players that we know that they can make a difference. And another thing is that I don't think I'm just gonna compare and challenge me, guys. I don't think Salis also he's gooder than Mayema. I don't believe in that. I doubt that really Salis can start the game where you've got you still have Mayema. I doubt that. And again, there's this boy that I loved all my heart. God, I love this boy all my heart. I love how he plays. I love how he handled himself in the field of playing. I call him Shafi. This name just passed now, and I've got his face here. Kulisi. I love that boy. Guys, okay, let me take out the love part, because I know you're going to come back to me to say love is blind. I'm very smart. Yeah, I know. You guys are going to come to me. Yes, let's take out the love, but let's look at how he plays, that boy, Mkhulisi. In that midfield, he's solid. Very solid. Doesn't lose the ball. He creates chances. He gets to right spaces at the right time. He delivers when it's necessary for him. And for me, when I look at those players and look at the Salis, then I'm like, really? Is he really better than these players? I doubt that. Especially Mayema would come to creativity. Yeah, maybe with Mkhulisi we can argue a bit to say, no, but Mkhulisi maybe he doesn't score much and all of that. But in that, if you're going to put Salis in that midfield, that you want him to be solid, then it means Mkhulisi is coming on top. And then again, if you say he's got this creativity that you need in the team, then I think Mayema has got better ability, better creativity than Salis. So, yes, he is a good player, look, no doubt about him. He's a good player, but I don't think, not for Sundowns. I think, he can play maybe to other teams, but not for Sundowns, especially with the quality that Sundowns have got now.
Speaking of players that are not quality and don't suit the style of Sundowns' play, what were they thinking signing Mothiba, Grootman? That just doesn't make any sense. He hasn't brought anything for the team. I think there's no return on investment ever since they signed him.
Look, let me a bit of protecting a coach in this one. A bit of protecting the coach. You know why I'm saying a bit of protecting the coach is that coaches, they want a striker that will score. If you miss, they'll put you in the bench. That's the reason you see Renas is playing, because Renas, when he gets an opportunity, scores. I mean, if that slide offside, the score was going to be 2-0. Renas scoring 2 goals in the morning. So the reason I think now why they thought Mothiba will be better is because of, I think, Shalulile has lost a bit of form in terms of scoring goals. And that's the reason that they brought Mothiba, and they think maybe he can do better. And I think he came in the morning also. He came in the morning and, he had 2 chances. He had 2 chances that I think he should have buried those chances. He had 2 chances. A striker, there in that position where he was, I think he was supposed to do better. But that's why I'm saying I think I will protect a coach a bit to say, yes, the sniper of which I like him a lot and I rate him very high, Shalulile, because of his scoring goals. And yeah, this season and towards now he's not the Shalulile that I would say I know in terms of scoring when he gets opportunities. He missed a lot, but I still believe in him because he's a player that can score. But if you want him to play, then he's not going to give you anything. So the reason why they thought of Umutiba, maybe they look at his history where he comes from, that he was scoring goals, and then they thought that, look, maybe he's going to come here and then score those goals, and yeah, maybe make Shalulile to pull up his socks to come back on his, and if you have to go and buy new boots, Shasha, please do that, my boy, because I rate you really highly. You are a goal scorer. You are not a good striker in terms of playing, but you are a good scorer. And yeah, for Mutiba, I think the coach, coaches they look at the strikers to say, hey, recently he's not giving us what we need. And yes, we still believe in him. We like him. We love him. But we need somebody that can come in also to help in terms of us as a team to get those goals, and that's the reason they signed Mutiba.
Grootman, Mamelodi Sundowns play Dortmund next. It's not going to be an easy one, and this is not to discredit Ulsan that they played last night to say that it was easy, but yeah, I don't see them winning against Dortmund. What do you foresee happening there, Grootman?
One thing that I will tell you now, guys, is that this is football. This is football. We've seen top teams in the world going down. Top teams in the world. I remember a Champions League final when Chelsea played against Barcelona, where everyone was saying, Barcelona will be all over Chelsea. Transition play, Chelsea, goal. Transition play, Chelsea, goal. Finish, done. This is football. If Sundowns, look, I'm not saying they're going to win, but I'm saying, look, whatever happens in that game for me, I'll take it. As long as they'll play the way they played this morning. Whatever results for me, I don't. It's okay. It's okay, boys. You've shown that you, as South Africa, number one, you've made our league to be recognized now to say the Betway champions. They've won against the other champions from another country, another continent. It says a lot. Look, it says, guys, I want you guys to hear me. Sundowns, you just made something else in this world. You just created another history. That it never happened. It never happened in South African football that one of our teams, they go there, play Club World Cup, they score and win. It never happened. So what you did this morning, I'm very proud of you guys. So that's why I'm saying against Dortmund, look, whatever happens, it's okay with me. But you've shown the world. You've shown the world as a team. You've shown the world as groups, as individuals, to say this is what we can do as South Africans in football. And if you go again the way you played this morning, and you go with the very same mentality, the very same work rate, the intelligence that you've put in those runs, runners, look, we can surprise them again. Look, this is football. If you play the way you played, because I want you guys to also look at this. Check all the chances that we've created. All the chances that we have created. If we put those balls in the net, the score was supposed to be about 4 or 5. Check that offside, an inch of runners is the offside. That's 2. Then the chances, second half, that are created by Matthews, Mutiba, and Zwane there in the box. The score should be about 4 or 5. We had a game in our hands. And I can even ask you, did really Williams worked in the morning? I doubt. I doubt. I doubt that I've seen him making some saves, Williams. Then it shows the quality of the team itself, the organization, how they close the spaces, how they cover each other, and when they've got the ball, how they open up, how they do the build up from the back, getting to the midfield, up to the strikers. If Sundowns can play the way they've played this morning, watch the space. I'm not saying they will win, but I'm saying, you'll come back and say, hey, but this man, he's got it in his hands. Watch the space. We can surprise people. They can beat them. If we focus the way we put that focus in the morning, we can do it again.
So, Wenagotman, how far do you see them going in this competition?
To be really honest, I wanted them to participate, gain experience. The other advantage was that they've got, I would say, a young team, because the average age of them, I think, is around 27. So that means in the next 4 years, they'll be around 31. The experience that they'll be having, no one will take it away from them. So I wanted them, for me, to go there, play, enjoy themselves, get that experience of playing against the other top teams in the world, and match yourself to say, where are we in the level of football with other countries? And whether they get knocked out now in the group stages, or they get knocked out in the group 16, with me, it's look, they just, for me, I'm done, guys. Look, I can't ask for more. I'll be lying to say I want them to go to round of 16, semi-final and whatever. No, guys, look, I'll be lying. But what I'm saying is that you've shown that you can do it, and the floor is there for you guys. You've shown in the morning, and whatever for me, whatever happens, I'll be more than happy that you've shown what type of football South Africans they can display in the world. Whether we go through or we don't, but I'm still fine. Whatever results that they come with me, look, boys, I respect you. I respect you a lot with what you have done this morning.
Gordman, I just think generally this is a good period for South African football. Look at how many South African players we have playing in the Club World Cup. Tembinkosi, Lodge, Mailula. We also have Mokwana. And Jose Rivero is now with Al Ahly. Orlando Pirates put him on the global stage, so it was another South African team that put him out there. In his first match, he played against Inter Miami, and they played to a goalless draw. I mean, they held the likes of Luis Suarez, Lionel Messi, Busquets. They held them to a goalless draw. For me, that's a good result. What do you make of the match?
Yeah, look, this year, it goes back to the year where we qualify for AFCON. When we qualify for AFCON, everything looks beautiful for South African football. Everything was there for the taking. Everything was there for us. This year, God has blessed us more than what I can ask for. If you guys want to know, let me tell you now. Firstly, before I can get to the players that are playing Club World Cup, let me start here so that you understand why I'm so proud to be South African. Why I'm so proud that I'm an ex-football player in South Africa. It's because of this. One, it never happened in South African history of football that our under-17s they go and play World Cup. Correct me if I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, I'll take it. Then you go, our under-20s, they've won AFCON. It never happened before in South African football. Akakazenzakala nje. Our under-20 winning the AFCON, azange. And again, they're going to play World Cup. That's another stage. Again, you look at Banyana. They've been champions of AFCON. They're going again to defend that again in Morocco. They're starting next month. Look at us as South Africans. Then now, I'm coming to the nice one. Before I come to the nice one, we are still in the good run in terms of qualifying for AFCON and qualifying for World Cup with Bafana. Things are looking good. Things are looking good in South African football. We are still in the course to qualify for AFCON, qualify for World Cup. This year only. Then I'm gonna put a strawberry on top of that beautiful corn. That cake. That cake that is so beautiful. Can't wait to taste that cake. Let's count. You've got Williams, you've got Mudau, you've got Kekana. I'm not sure about Cupid. I think he's South African. Him, you've got Mukwena, you've got Mshishi, you've got Renas, you've got Matthews, you've got Adams that played, you've got Mutiba that played. Then we go across the floor. We've got Mokwana, we've got Mailula. Hey, Namkumbula. Hey, that boy. Nyoso. Guys, this is beautiful. You know, if you are not happy as a South African, hearing me talking about our players that are playing Club World Cup right now as I'm talking to you guys. Right now. I'm not saying they've played last week. No. Right now, they're in the camp right now. They're playing Club World Cup. They played the draw. Alache. Very good results for me. Actually, for me, that's a win for Alache. To play against Messi, Suarez, Busquets. We're talking about, those guys have got a huge experience when it comes to international football. A huge. They've won World Cups, they've won Europe League, Champions League. We can name them. The experience that those guys have got in their heads, in those legs, the mileage. And then Al-Ahly, they played the draw against. Actually, Al-Ahly, they were supposed to win that game. They missed a penalty. For me, guys, I'm ready. When I put all these things together, they make me very proud to be an African. Very, very, very proud to be an African. When I watch, Al-Ahly, Wydad, Esperance, Sundowns, guys, what do we want? Why can't we celebrate our own? Let's be proud about our own brothers. They're doing wonders against the world. Look, I'm not undermining our CAF Champions League. I rate that league very highly. But now I'm saying I'm very, very proud of African teams that are participating there. Miami, they've got top players in the world. Messi, Busquets, Suarez. And then Al-Ahly, they said, no. The goalkeeper there, wow. Oof. He made some beautiful saves. Beautiful saves to really make sure that they keep Miami in that 0-0 draw. And guys, well done to South Africans. Well done to all African teams. You guys are making us proud as Africans. They always say the level of the Europeans and us, there's a huge gap. They always say there's a huge gap. But, this Club World Cup, he just opened my eye to say, no. Some of them, they are in the same level with us. They're same level with us. Some we beat them. Standout shown in the morning. Standout shows us in the morning that some of them, we are bigger than them. If we win against other champions of another country, that shows that we are there. Alache played a draw against Inter Miami. David Beckham's team. I saw him there. He was, he couldn't sit still when in the last few minutes when they had those chances created and Alache saved them. It tells you. So for me, I'm very, very proud to be an African. The level between us and them, we're there. We've beat some of them, so that says we are there. We played a draw with them, we are there. Let's keep working hard as Africans.
Hotman, we did Casablanca take on Man City. It's not going to be an easy one. But like you said, this is football. Anything can happen. We just hope that Nkosi Lodge plays and scores so that we can continue celebrating as South Africans. What do you see happening in that match?
Look, it's going to be difficult, but I can give them that boost, Casablanca, because you know why? Man City, they're not in a good space right now. When you look at them this past season, they didn't do well. Man City. It's just that when you're having those big name players, they make a difference in the game, and that is one thing that helped Pep Guardiola to really be on course in qualifying for the Champions League, because really they didn't have a very good run. And I think if Nyoso and Mailula, they can just capitalize in that environment of Man City not being in full control of football, because the past few seasons they've been in control of football. They dominate in all the angles of the game. You can come from the back, in the midfield, up front. They dominate Man City. But this season, they struggle a bit. Some players got injured. Some players, they left the team, and the team is no more really balanced in terms of being a threat to really other teams. Yes, they will come to us, being Africans. Maybe they would think that the level is they still down there. But I think after they saw Sundowns in the morning, the table will turn around to say, look, let's not undermine them. The other team played against Inter Miami, Alache. They played a draw. That means they've got what it takes. There are good things that in Africa that they are doing it right. And it's going to be a tough one. But don't be surprised if the game end up with a draw.
Grootman, I have a comment that I can't ignore here. This is one of our biggest follower and one of the biggest viewers of our content, and he keeps sending this comment. Linda Twala, who I assume is a Mamelodi Sundowns supporter because he has the Mamelodi Sundowns logo as his profile picture. Atito, don't forget to buy lunch for your colleagues. Keep your promises. Sundowns won last night. So in the last video, you said if Sundowns wins.
yes. No, I'll do that. And when I come in, I'll show you the lunch. Yeah, I'll do that, because let me say this. I'll buy lunch because I said I don't see them winning. Then if you can remember why I said I'll buy lunch for my colleagues, is because the type of football that Cardoso was playing, specifically when Sundowns lost in the CAF Champions League, it was not a beautiful game. It was not a football game that really you can say Sundowns have played that type of football. Let's be really honest. When you watch the Sundowns that played in the morning and the Sundowns that lost against Pyramid, really, let's be really honest here. If we say we go to reality, in reality, you can't compare the Sundowns of morning and the Sundowns against Pyramids. If he played, he put that lineup that he did put in the morning against Pyramid. Like I did ask before the final to say, please, I'm asking, can you play Renas, Ribeiro, and Zwane, Mshishi? And then let's see what's going to happen. He didn't do that. And especially, he didn't even play Mushishi at all. Then here comes now Kafa Cup. He started Mushishi. The very same way, the very same thing that I've asked the Champions League final to start that three up front. He did that this morning. Then tell me what happened. Tell me what happened. How was the game for you? Watching Mushishi making those moves in that midfield, looking at Ribeiro making those passes for runners. This is what, when I ask this because I've seen the strength of those players. I've watched them season in, season out. I know what is it that they can do, these players. Going back to your point, I said if Sundowns will win, I'll buy lunch for my colleagues. I said that because football people, and you also know that you are as good as your last game. Am I correct? So Sundowns, I said they're not going to win any game based on their last game against Pyramids when they lost, where I thought it was an easy game for Sundowns, but the coach decided not to play according to the Sundowns strength. And now this morning, he came to the party. I don't know whether he did listen to me when I asked to play Mushishi and Ribeiro and Renas up front and see what's going to happen. And you start them, and what happened? Look at the goal of Renas. Look at the other goal that was he was offside. Ribeiro was playing in those pockets. The pockets that I always cry that they want Salis to use those pockets, but Salis can't use those pockets. That's why, if you can remember in the game in the morning, you couldn't see really where was Salis, because Ribeiro was using those pockets, Mushishi was using those pockets, so he was nowhere to be seen. So yeah, I'll stick to my words.
Grootman, the Kafa Cup just wrapped. It finished. Bafana lost 3-0 to Angola in the final. The boys tried. I mean, they went as far as the final, but we all hoped they were going to win. And when you look at the match, it seems Angola brought their A-team there. It seemed Angola came with their A-team. They didn't have this thing of, no, let's give young players a chance to see who's going to shine. I mean, the competition was important. This means that they treat every match and every competition important. Unlike us, Tinezing isn't that we don't really take them serious. But what do you make of Bafana and the Kafa Cup throughout?
Look, the main fact that the boys have played up to the final, it says something. It says something about us as South Africans and as PSL players in terms of the growth in football. Because as much as I'm thinking that maybe the country or maybe some few people didn't take this AFCON, the Kafa serious, but it helps to to shape some players and see which players that in the future you think that they can be selected for qualifying games, AFCON or World Cup, based on that. And well done to the boys, well done to the coach. And I spoke to the coach. We always talk. I'm one person that I like to listen. And I ask. I spoke to the coach, and I even said to him, good luck to the Kafa as a tournament. And they did very well. Yes, other countries, maybe it's because of the luxury that as South Africans we've got, because here at home we've got luxury. We can have a Bafana that plays qualifying games. They can go and play in Polokwane, and then we can have another Bafana go and play in Durban, playing Kafa. We can have another Bafana going and play in Rustenburg, Chen Cup. We've got a luxury that we've got good players in South Africa. By having another team. Remember that the others were playing Tanzania and Mozambique, and then them this side they're playing Kafa Cup. I mean, to get those players in good shape and play. Guys, let's be realistic, man. Let's give claps to those boys, man. They've shown some improvement. Yes, we know. We personally, we'll always ask for more. I will always ask for more from the boys. I will always ask for more. You know why? Just to push them a bit, to say you can do better than you did the last game. You can do better than you did, last month, and so on and so forth. But we've got a luxury that we can select other players to come in and play, and they come in, they deliver. Yeah, they did. Others, they played Tanzania, they played against Mozambique, they did very well. And then others, they played COSAFA, they took the country to the final, they lost against Angola. They did very well. Why should we cry? And then Angola, yeah, why not? That's why I'm saying we've got luxury of choosing teams. We've got other teams playing there, other teams playing there. That's how we are as South Africans in terms of the luxury that we do have. And yeah, we can see they brought their A team, but I'm still saying, even these boys that they played COSAFA, they are also our A team. They're also our A team. They're also our A team because they were selected to play where in COSAFA. Those players, they play in the PSL football. They play PSL football. So they're also our A team. We lost in the final. Like any other team, they do lose the finals. Others, I know way back, I don't know mention names. The other team, the name start with C. The other team start with J. They played the Coca-Cola Cup. The other one won 5-0 in the final. And the other one came back around. I think if my memory, it's good enough. They played Absa Cup. The other one won 5 also. There's one player that time, ngimthanda kakhulu. Mabazowina 5. He had to die. I don't want to mention because when I talk about this team, things they turn around to be another way around. So yeah, I'm saying the boys, they did very well. Angola, they came with their A team. We came with our A team also. We just lost because of and that day they were better than us in terms of getting those opportunities and score.
Hotman, of that COSAFA Cup squad, who were your standout players personally? And given the chance, if you had to add any players to that squad, who would you have added?
To be really honest, I'll be honest to you guys as South Africans, as my people. I didn't watch the AFCON. I didn't. And for that, I apologize to all of you guys, South Africans, to say, as an ex-professional player, as an analyst, as a professional coach, I didn't watch Bafana playing COSAFA Cup. I'm very, very sorry. I apologize. Because it should be my first priority. Football, Bafana, our country when it's playing, it should be my first priority. But not that when I didn't watch the COSAFA, I didn't watch it all Bafana. No, I was watching Tanzania. I was watching the game against Mozambique. It's only the COSAFA that I couldn't watch because of the times when I was I had to I'm 17 Buffett, so I was at work. I couldn't, but I do apologize that I didn't watch the COSAFA games. And yeah, Dlamini did very well. I saw the highlights. When you want to catch up in the game. Yeah, I think Dlamini did very well, and he's one player that I believe that if he can realize that how good he is in terms of reading the game, the passing, getting to those spaces and make things happen, and he's got this element of scoring in him. If you can realize that, I've got this. If I can work more on this, maybe I'll be something else in the South African football. And another thing that you've got to another mean is that it's so difficult, very difficult, to face a player that is playing with the left foot. Ask any player will tell you. Ask any player. So that means you're so special with that left foot. You just need to realize and work hard and show us more. Ungaveli once a month njenge 15 sifika kayi-1 ngenyanga. No, asifuni uvele kayi-1 Try, my boy. I know it's not easy. I know it's pressure. We always put pressure on you guys that you must work hard. No, you didn't do well. But when you do well, I'm one person that I try by all means to be honest and say, if you do well, I will talk about you to say you did very well and you continue. As you did, because of you did very well. Continue, my boy.
Grootman, it's Youth Month. I think it's only fair that we look back at the PSL and we talk about the young players that are standing out, that are making a name for themselves. I just want to start with the president, Relebohile Mofokeng, who launched his Relebohile Mofokeng Foundation this past weekend. And then a few people who were there, they were hoping to get interviews now, just to talk about the foundation, but he wouldn't take any interviews. And then when they were asked why doesn't he take interviews, it was a thing of no, they are trying to protect him. Like, what do you make of Relebohile Mofokeng's media presence? You were once his age, Grootman, one of the best young players in South Africa, but we would hear from you. You would talk Emapepeni, you would go for interviews because you understood the importance of now interacting with your fans and interacting with the media because you know the role that the media plays. And then it was easy for you when you went abroad to then do interviews. What do you make of this thing of him not doing interviews?
Look, to be really honest, I support the boy. I support the boy in the decision that he took in terms of not being there, out there, taking a lot of interviews and stuff like that. It's because of, I would say our football and media people, they where it will be, really being honest and really being fair according to me. And the social media part, again, it plays a lot in our society today. So for him not to be out there in terms of the interviews and all that, that's good in terms of protecting himself. Because remember, this is one thing that I try to advise players. But at some point there's a point where they hit a wall to say, no, I'm in that wall. I need to break that wall. Players, their mouth is their legs. Players, their mouth is their legs. And I'm pleading to all the players and football people to say, let's allow them to talk using their feet, not their mouth. Their mouth, look, anyone can talk, anyone can say anything with his mouth, but players, they've got their legs to talk about. And let's remember one thing. For us to know King Ama 2000, we know him because of his legs. Why now today we want him to talk? To talk about what? We know him about playing football. Let's allow him to play football. Let's enjoy him playing football. Let's celebrate him playing football. Let's not ask him about off-the-field things. Off-the-field things as in his game. We know him there inside the field of play by playing there. Then if you want to know about off-the-field things, then there will be people that will be there to you guys to interact and ask all those questions about the foundation and whatsoever. Then there's people that you can ask, not him. I don't know whether not that I'm biased or I'm what, or I hate somebody or I hate whatever a group of people. No. I'm just saying these boys, their mouth is their legs, guys. Whatever happens off the field, please. Yes, I always say you guys are saying the affects the in the field. But as long as this boy is in the field of play, he's still giving us what we saw day one. Let's not talk about off the field things with him. Let's talk about what he's doing in the field of play. Let's celebrate them by playing football. That's the mouth that they've got. This is the last time I'm going to say it, guys. Soccer players, the only mouth that they've got to use to talk is their legs. Their legs, they speaks for them. Mawala backgrounding, umlomo wabo yinyawo, inyawo zabo talks about them. to say, who am I? What is that I can do? And this is how I can do it. Yeah.
Khotman, can you just move your mic a bit closer to you?
Thank you.
Yeah, just slightly much closer.
Okay. Is it okay?
Yeah, I think that's much better.
Okay.
Sticking with President Yama2K, Khotman, players have come and gone like South Africa. We've seen this before. We had you, we had Steve Likolea, we had Utem Nkosi Lodge, and then sometimes it's difficult for players when you become this famous and everyone loves you to maintain consistency in terms of your performance. How far do you see Relebohile Mofokeng going in his career?
Look, it's he's gonna go far. One thing that from the distance, what I've seen from the distance is that he's still a boy, he's still a kid at home. And another thing is that his father played the game also. He scored. I think they were playing Nedbank Cup, if I'm not mistaken. His father also played the game, and he's in good hands. The boy, as long as he doesn't listen to people outside there, and forget that he's still a child at home. Because there's one thing that players they do, because now they're earning some of money, they're earning more than their parents, and then now they think they're bigger than their parents. They're not going to listen to their parents. They're not going to give the respect that they used to give to their parents. And look, some guy said to me one thing, and he said, if you can keep those weights, you'll go far in life. He said to me, before anything, there's God. Before your grandparents and your grandparents, it was God. Before your parents, it was God. Before you, it was God. And you are also there, God is still there. And when He gives you, when God gives you these parents, He gives you these parents for the reason. And those parents, remember that they made you. They made you to who you are today. Yes, maybe some parents, they can make mistakes. Look, some parents, they can make mistakes. They're human beings. All parents, I'm also a parent. I can make a mistake. I'm a human being. No one is perfect. But one thing that I will tell you is that as parents, we'll always want the best for our kids. There's no one else in this world that will want my kids to be the best than me. It's only me that I've got that for my kids to say, I want you to be the best that you can be. Or even be better than me if the door is open for you. So I see the boy is in good hands, and he's grounded, and I will pray for that. He can keep the way he does things. You can see sometimes he does post Hambanoma market and sometimes with the father and both of the parents, and it says something about the boy himself, because I remember that as parents we grow them up, and they take some decisions in life that you'll find that they don't align with what you as a parent umkhulise ngakhona. I even nami ngimdala I also learn. And one parent said, you know what, so in this life that we are living, if there was a manual for parents, I think every parent will have that manual to make sure that abantwana bakhe bakhula kahle. But unfortunately, there's no manual. You can only guide and advise your kids. But when it comes to decision making, your kids will make those decisions. Unfortunately, they can take the decisions that they are good for them and for you, or they will take decisions that they are bad. And then now when things get tough, then you'll come back and say, Mama, Baba, please can you help me? And then now you'll ask to say, but I did warn you. I did guide you. I did advise you. but you decided that you're not gonna listen to me. You're gonna listen to people outside the street. Then you thought that those people, they have got your interest at heart than me. So I see the boy is gonna go far. He's in a good space. He's got good parents around him, and he's behaving like a child. And I wish him all the best in his life.
Khotman, just so I don't sound biased, let me move to a young player that we were introduced to, I think the past season with the Carling All-Stars, and then this season he made a name for himself at Kaizer Chiefs, although he was coming in mostly as a sub. Went with the under-20s, they won the AFCON. Mfundo Vilakazi, what do you make of that boy and just his presence in the PSL?
You know what's funny with this question? I was with him on Sunday. Saturday, there was an Engine Cup playing Standout Cup somewhere here in the Wits, where Wits are training. And then from them, Wits was playing with Kaizer Chiefs at the village. Then I said, no man, let me go there. I was with my two sons, and then I went there with my kids to go and watch Chiefs and Wits. Funny is that when I was leaving, then I saw him was just running past, and then he stopped, and then he came to me like I was driving out. Then I had to stop. When I stopped, and the boy came, thanks man. Sometimes young shy but like young bonisa, how should I do it better and all of that, and thanks for your support, man. We need abantu abafana nawe, man, where even when there's no light, but you show us a light, especially us like teaming, where we were like, hey, we are in the final against Pirates. Pirates, they beat us last week and we are facing them. But when we hear you saying Chiefs will win, like we were like, but Rotman Pirates, because Pirates, I mean, you can see they've got better players than us. But you should believe in us. And with that, Rotman, I would like to say thank you very much for encouraging us. It's not easy to play for a team like Kaizer Chiefs, and we're trying our best. We're trying our best. It's hard, but we're trying our best. And, sometimes when you guys compare us with the other teams, with other former players, yes, sometimes it hit hard in our hearts. But, we really understand where you're coming from, and we get you to say, this team. This team, what type of players that they played for this team, and the players that they should play for this team. And we really appreciate that. And thanks, Rotman, for the support that you are giving us in the team. And Tina see Intuana, but when you look at the reality and we go and check our clips of the games that former players achieves, and we're like, oh wow. They had stars, and that means we've got a lot, Sfagabo size 7, and those shoes that the ex-players they left in that changing room, Bashiabo size 10, now size 15. So it's so big to put our feet in those shoes and feet. So, but we're working hard, we're trying our best, so that in those shoes I can fit low size 10 and size 15, because Chiefs ex-players, they left the big shoes, big sizes of shoes in those changing rooms. So us, as we're coming in as youngsters, we're trying our best, to fit our feet in those shoes. So, but thanks for encouraging us, Rotman, and anytime, Rotman, if you don't mind, can we engage? Then I said, oh boy, look, this is my life, and whatever that I've gained in this life, I'll share with you any given time. And then we said, thank you very much, thank you. And it really touched me to say there's something, there's a difference that I'm making in the life of people, besides soccer players, but life in general. And it really touched me. And sometimes I even pinch myself to say, hey, is it me really? Is it me? because of how people they really appreciate the things that I talk about, the advice and the guidance that I give to football people in general.
Grootman, another young player who was promising, like this boy showed, I mean, he still has potential. Thapelo Masego. He was at the AFCON. He played well at the AFCON. He even scored a goal. He was part of the Bafana team that won the bronze medals. But now, I mean, he just disappeared. You know, Nini, he's on the bench at Sundowns. Nini, he's playing in the DDC. Next thing is at SuperSport United. Like, I don't know what's happening with the boy, Grootman. Like, any words of encouragement for the young man? And do you see a future for him still in the PSL?
Look, the boy is good. I remember, you know, and now as we are talking about him, I just remember when I saw him in SuperSport. Then he played about 4 games. Then I asked Kaizer Chiefs to go and sign that boy, Masego, because I saw him at SuperSport and it didn't happen. And then he went to Sundowns. Look, the only thing that put Masego in the bench at Sundowns is the type of football that the coach at Sundowns, Cardoso, wants to play. It's Masego, Letlako, Kodisang, and who else? Mayema, Mkulisi. It's a type of football that the coach Cardoso wants to play at Sundowns. That's all. Not that these boys are not good enough. They're good enough to play for any big team. Take my word. Masego is good enough to play any big team besides Sundowns. He can play. He can play, no doubt, and be a star. He's a star. Let me tell you, he's a star. I like that. You know, some players, they tend to have that pride of saying, no, I'm a PSL player. I'm not going to go and play with DTC. But it helps you. That game time. Remember, as much as the high tempo is not the same, but to be involved in the game where you need to apply yourself, you know, the turning, the passing, the movement, you know, the mind, the focusing in the game, it helps you. You are not losing anything. Instead, you're going to gain. Because when you're going to be given a time again to play in the senior team, we are not going to be behind in the game. Because this football, if you are not playing, you lose a lot of things. You lose confidence, you lose touches, you know, the movement, now, you know, the pace of the game, the tempo of the game. You lose a match. But for me, look, he still has he's got what it takes. The boy, I like him. I like him. You know, when you're a good player, you'll always have a special place in my heart. When you put yourself there and show us what it is that you can do, you'll always have a special place in my heart. And the boy, with that left footer, it's not easy. It's not easy to get a left footer like that boy. Whatever that this boy can do in the field of play, creating chances, scoring, using the speed. It's not easy to find the right-footed players you can get today. There are many, but the left-footed players, you know, when you got that gem, when you've got that gold, make sure that you polish that gold. The boy has got a lot that is going to offer us and show us in our football in South Africa.
Grootman, we're running out of time, but just before we wrap up, another young player that I want to talk about is a player that we were introduced to during the Carling Knockout, Mohankot. And then from the Carling Knockout, he started playing in the Betway Premiership, played in the CAF Champions League, went and played for Bafana. He was my man of the match personally. What do you make of this young man's performance throughout the season?
If I'm not mistaken, I said he's a minister, I say, if not Morocco. Yeah, minister, I say Morocco, not Tunisia. I mean, yeah. Because I think Paris, they went there twice to play there, away. Kota scored the first game, he scored 2 goals, away game, in qualifying games, CAF Champions League. And then they went again there, I think in the quarterfinals, then he scored a goal again there. So I just said he's a minister of sports. I say Morocco. You know, this boy, he just reminds me of, if you people you still remember Gareth Bale. Gareth Bale, he knew that he's got speed. He knew he's got power. He knew he's got a good technique. he used those things. That's what Nkota is doing. He's got speed, he's got power, he's got good technique. And he's doing that. I like when you, as a player, you realize, good, you know what, I'm good with speed, I'm good with power, I'm good with the technique, and I'm going to use these things for the benefit of the team and people to see me, who am I? And for me, this boy did very well. And, as I said, that I see Gareth Bailey in that boy because he's got speed. He can run, that boy. He can run. And he's got power. And he's got a good technique. And we just need to continue, work hard. And for me, look, you did very well this season. You did very well. You just reminded me of the Kingama 2000 also when he came in. He did wonders. And he's still doing wonders even now. And also you, boy, I can see that you said to yourself, you know what, my brother is doing very well. I'm also going to work like him and also try to be on the same level with him in terms of, doing well. Not in terms of comparing you guys, but in terms of, doing your good job in that left wing and also him on the right side. And for me, that's why Pirates was the best attacking team this season, looking at having those players, Kingama 2000 and Nkota. And Nkota, well done, boy. You did very well and continue to work hard. I'm still saying, Foot, I'm still going to ask for more because I can see that each and every game when you play, you're improving, and you can do more wonders in the future.
Godman, who are the top 3 young players from this past season?
Top 3. Obvious, in fact. As this is into Asafuna Marula. Kingama 2000, that's number 1. And then number 2 is Nkota. And then number 3 is Mfundo Vilakazi. He's one player that I think he just needs to be given a chance and the support that like these other players are doing very well. Abo Nkota, Abo Mfukeng, Abo Masego, Abo Kodisang, Abo Ditlaku. They're doing very well. They've got good support. They've got a good structure around them. So I wish that also Vilakazi can also get, a very good structure and environment that really we will bring the best out of him because he's got a good potential of Vilakazi, and I believe that with the good support, he's gonna come to that level. Yabo Kingama 2000 nabo Nkota nabo Maseko.
Godman, the under-17s are going to the FIFA World Cup. Which players do you look forward to seeing play there, and how far do you think they'll go in that competition?
One thing I would say, for them to qualify to the World Cup, for me, that's more than enough. When there's a difference when you are used to play a World Cup and be knocked out on the group stages. It's different than it's the first time in the World Cup. I cannot ask you to win. I will ask you to gain that experience. Because you're at the under 17, gain that experience. Learn how things are happening around. Take any instruction that the coaches are giving to you guys, so that when you get to the under 20s, now you can deliver. Then that's when we're going to say now, no guys, but you guys who played under 17 World Cup, you've gained experience in that World Cup. Show us what you have learned in that under 17 World Cup, when now we have to take us to the World Cup and make sure that now we'll ask you to win. So for now, let the boys go there. Well done for them. They've sacrificed a lot. They've played. They deserve to be there. We've got good players. Umfana Garalane, Ovid Boy, he's doing very well. He's one player that is very outstanding in the game. And I remember when there was a team of under 15 that has to go and play a tournament overseas. That team was coached by Coach Uzipo Ndlangalala, and I remember he said to me, I'll send you a video of this boy. Watch the space. He's something else, this boy. He's something else. watch this boy. And when I saw him playing, representing our country overseas, and I saw that this boy is very good. He's very, very good. And I'm looking forward to see him and hope that he's gonna do what he do best in terms of displaying that and show us the creativity and gain experience. One thing for me is that when it's your first time in the tournament, it's all about getting that experience, understand, get to know the planning, the tempo, the physique, the stage, fries, and all of that. Go there, boys, and learn so that when we ask you, under 20, you must take us to the World Cup. Angeke size sikhulume nabantu that they didn't know anything. We'll be talking about the boys that they did taste the World Cup fever. They know how to be in that World Cup and represent the country. So for me, I will say, boys, all the best. Go there, learn anything that you can. Take all the good things that you can. If incwadi yakho isephelile buy another book and write, because that's a lifetime experience that no one will get it from you. And even myself, I can't get that experience from you. I can only listen to you when you're going to talk about the experience you've gained in that World Cup under 17.
Godman, thank you so much for your time. We can wrap it.
Yabonga bafethu, yabonga ubongane Benedict Vilakazi bambiza uLittle Napoleon omshika insizwe ezishumi mayoda ngakenze lutho yimlona ngithi ningakhohlwa bafethu. So football wisdom, don't forget, subscribe, like, share and post. Oi